Have a ride and want to make some coin? You're parked in the right spot. This is the Carbingo Show with Frank Rios, Matthew Barroso, and Ramon Robles. Driven by Carbingo.com, where you get a real offer on your car and earn top dollar. Call Carbingo at 87-CAR-BINGO. Now, here to get you the most for your car, the Bingo Bros, Frank, Matthew, and Ramon.
And welcome back to the Carbingo Show with Jennifer, Ramon Robles, Matthew Barroso, and I am your servant, Francisco Rios.
Oh, wow,
at
that's
your
pretty
service.
good.
Yeah, how was that? Pretty good?
It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
I found this YouTube channel that takes series on TV and condenses them by just narrating what happened, and they show clips, and it like compresses a series into 30 minutes of
For busy people?
and season. Yeah,
Like an entire series.
yeah, an entire
I like
series.
it.
Last night I was watching one for The Sopranos. Never watched it,
Uh-huh.
but I sat
You've
down.
never seen Sopranos?
Never saw. I mean, I've seen obviously the last episode that everybody saw.
Wow.
But in 30 minutes, boom! I knew everything. Now there's not the drama and the suspense and all that.
Right.
But at the end of the day,
There's
I know
no-
everything that happened.
You missed out on all the gabagool.
Yeah, no, I get that, and I've done that with Lost. But even though I saw all of Lost,
What'd you think of the end?
Does the narrating disappoint
The
you?
end kind of was like, wow.
Does the narrating disappoint you as much as the actual show and Lost?
no, the narration was fine, but
Okay.
I just knew, man, Lost started so good.
It was phenomenal, yeah.
And then it just quickly, as if the writers went, "Oh my God, this is actually successful.
What do
had
we do
nothing
now?"
planned." Yeah.
You could say they got a little lost.
Hey-oh.
And we're back on the Carbingo Show.
Carbingo.com is the website. Support those that support the show here. Go to carbingo.com, especially if you have a car or a truck or an SUV
Sure.
that you want to sell. You go to those fellows there. And
Absolutely.
ladies. Top dollar for your vehicle.
We're growing and buying more and more cars. We need more inventory, so we're paying top dollar for that car you don't need anymore at Carbingo.com. Super simple. Or you can call us at 872-272-4646.
I haven't checked the drawing last night, but Tuesday I had Mega Million, or I get them confused. Powerball and Mega Million. I think the Mega
$1 billion
Million's-
one?
Yeah, billion something now.
Nice little,
1.2.
nice little scheme the government's running.
Hey, I know. But I did win $20 on the
Nice.
ticket. So there we have it. And,
$10 after taxes.
right? I bought $20 worth, which is 10 picks. But across all 10 picks,
Yeah.
I had all 6 numbers. They were just just weren't on the same line. Unfortunately, 3 of them were, and that's why I won $20. But let me tell you something. If I won
It's exciting.
If I won $1 billion, I'd probably quit my job.
You would never see me again. ever.
Yeah.
I would be.
So I went to, when I bought my tickets, the guy that I bought them from in this convenience store said, you only get like 500 million. He said that like it was like a turnoff. I was like, oh, and I forgot about that.
Oh, what? That's
Only 500 million.
right. What would I do with that? Actually, it was when I saw it. It was 625 million is what
Was
you would
it?
take home.
Jeez.
I mean, you just think, man, and that's if each state is
never
different
see-
too.
you never see me again.
I recently took a vacation and we were in California for a long layover, and I thought, if I bought a ticket here, they would probably tax it so much more than if I bought it in Wyoming where I was previously. And so,
Would you buy like a ticket to go to space or something like crazy like that?
I don't know.
For that kind of money?
Probably, yeah. With that kind of money, sure. Shoot me up.
Could you? Yeah. 100%.
I mean, you could, but would you?
No, heck no.
We just visited Yellowstone.
Not me. I'm boring.
And well, I was gonna say we visited Yellowstone and the Grand Tetons, and it's beautiful out there.
I'm sure.
And I thought, if I won the lottery, I'd probably pay for 2 weeks. At the
For
I don't know
2
if I could
weeks.
live here, but
No upgrades, just 2 weeks.
exactly right. But that's what the lottery's for. It's to give you a daydream.
Yeah,
to
it's
think
nice
about
actually
it.
to daydream like that.
And I realize the odds are slim, but people win. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not as if nobody wins.
Usually the elderly, right? The elderly are pretty lucky when it comes to that.
It's almost as if it's convenient.
Like it's planned.
Listen to this guy.
Eyes shifting.
Is that what they taught you and we didn't land on the moon school?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Is that why you won the $1 billion jackpot? You sheep.
Oh, that's funny. Well, a man can dream. Let's see. Here are 10 things we all do but never mention. This is everybody, even you, Jennifer. I know you're a woman, but you do this too.
I'm listening.
Just don't mention. When you have to spell the word Wednesday,
Wednesday.
We sound it out in your head
that's-
as witness.
I still do that.
Yeah, of course.
Me too.
Everybody does that.
Absolutely.
Do you ever come across a distinct smell that takes you back to a vague childhood memory, but you can't put your finger on what it is? For me, it's formaldehyde. Number 3, do you ever bump into something and say ouch even though it didn't hurt?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, all the time.
Yes.
When you have to go tinkle and it's totally clear, do you ever feel proud of yourself for being hydrated?
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, us
I
men,
acknowledge it, but I don't know if I'd call myself
do the,
proud of it.
I do the Jordan fist pump at the urinal there.
Well, when I see that, I usually go crush a pizza because I think I'm healthy. There is nothing wrong with me. Look at that clear urine.
Honey, call the Pizza Hut.
Are you ever driving behind the same car for a really long time? Then you take an exit and you kind of feel sad that they're gone. Like
No.
you formed a slight bond.
I'm normally glad that they're gone.
No, I don't think
What about when somebody's making like the exact turns that's in front of you? Don't you feel like you might be creeping them out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always feel like,
Yes,
oh my
that
God, this
happens
guy
to
might
me.
think that I'm following
Yeah.
him or something.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's a weird
I
thing.
think that
if I'm the behind car, I always try to put my turn signal first.
Yeah. Like, I'm not following you.
I put left first.
Yeah.
If you put left, that's your problem.
Yep. When you think a song or a movie is amazing, but then you show it to someone else and suddenly feel self-conscious, like it's really not that great.
Yes.
Say that a lot. Yeah.
It happens. Yeah, it happens.
Let's see. When you flush the toilet, but don't get a full flush, so you have to stand there and wait for the tank to refill.
I hate that.
Yeah. Let's see. When your pet is on your lap and you need to get up, do you ever try to explain it to him? Like, I have to go get a drink, but don't leave. I'm coming
Oh,
back.
heck no.
You should wait till
No.
they're sleeping and then I get up and they flop on the floor.
I think maybe I'm just too mean to my animals.
You know, no, I get it.
I've legitimately just pushed my dog.
One thing I got sick of is,
Stop.
like I said, I went to Yellowstone, and everywhere we went, even the airports, had more and more dogs. More dogs than I've seen. I don't know if it's just the area I went to.
It's all the dogs that got rescued during COVID because everybody's going crazy.
Well, now that I think about it, Yellowstone is Jackson Hole, Wyoming, is where we landed. Is very
Definitely.
well. They're rich people that live in Jackson Hole, are rich. And so they have their dogs on a leash.
a lot
It's-
of dog butlers up there.
Yeah, and so I just thought, man. But what really frustrated me the most was the dogs that jump on you, and the owners just go, "Oh, that's just Ralph. He's
Yeah.
friendly. Get the dog
Don't
off
worry,
me."
honey. He won't do a thing.
Yeah, well, he just jumped on me.
They don't even look away from their phone.
Exactly. Anyway, we got some more, but we got to go to break. 10 things we all do but never mention. We'll finish that list and get to a lot. Look at this. For those of you who are watching us on YouTube, let me hold that up to the.
A lot of
we
material.
got to
That's
get
like
to all that.
That's
Inspired in
a
Wyoming.
thesis right there.
It is. It's my doctorate
Right.
in Carbingo
He wrote
radio.
all of this while in Wyoming.
Correct. We'll get to all of this when we come back on the Carbingo Show on 950 KPRC. I'll do it. I got this. This is the Carbingo Show on 950 KPRC. I am Ramon Robles, along with Frank Rios, Matthew Barroso, Jennifer, July Augustus, and Oliver McRae bringing up the rear. We are all here every Saturday at 4 o'clock on Houston's most heritage station, 950 KPRC. Carbingo.com. We would love it if you went by there. And even if you don't have a vehicle to sell, I think it would be nice
Yes.
for somebody to just reach out and go, hey, listen, I don't have a vehicle to sell right now, but I just want to let you know I listen to the show. I appreciate what you guys do.
Yes.
And I will tell my friends about carbingo.com.
You can come and play as if you had a car that you were trying to sell, so you can see how easy it is if you were actually trying to sell a car. We welcome that kind of input. Yeah, absolutely.
Low role play.
Bingo.
What I like to do is put my neighbor's car in the Carbingo information and just see, oh, Jack, you said that car was worth 30 grand. Well, guess what? It's actually 35.
Request a tow.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's see. Where were we? Oh, things that we all do but never mention. We got just a couple more here. Do you ever put on a sock, spot a hole in it, decides it's the last time you'll wear those socks, but then forget, wash them again, and repeat the process? I do that all the time. No?
Nope.
No, okay.
My
Well,
wife rips my socks if they have holes in them.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
She yeah.
Now, do you throw away one sock, or do
Yeah,
you throw away
can.
both?
No, pairs.
If like one of them has one hole, do you throw both of them away?
You got to, I guess, right?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I throw one away.
When
You
you're
only
when
throw
you're
one away?
I keep one. Yeah.
when
What do
you're
you do with it?
I don't know. Wait for
Sock
the other,
puppets.
no, I wait for another one
Therapy.
to make it. I do.
you can
that bad?
put stuff in it and hit people with them.
Yeah.
Good slingshot.
Put a potato in it.
You know what I've done in my old age is I've just started buying the same sock, black ankle sock or black
Over
long-
just repeats.
same sock, and that way I don't have to worry about missing it, getting lost or not pairing up.
So you're wasting one sock when one gets a hole. Just throw one away since they're all the same anyway, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But some socks, the like newer style, the socks the kids are wearing, some of them they're meant left foot, right foot.
Is that true?
They're actually shaped.
That's
No.
ridiculous.
Yes.
That there's no
I'm
I've
being
way.
never even
serious.
heard of that. That's
That's
interesting.
dumb.
Like if you buy a pair of like basketball socks meant for like basketball,
Yeah.
they have an L and an R on them.
Wow. Well, you know what?
That's so
it's the
cool.
same
I didn't
people
know
who
that.
spend $200 on shoes. So
Yeah, $235 actually. My last
Well,
purchase.
you're a
You're a
shoe guy.
Really?
Yeah, I go under the radar because I have a large size, so I can't really find the size that I need.
Gotcha. What size?
14.
Okay.
Yeah, real man size.
Yeah. No, I get it. Finally, have you ever spent 30 minutes writing an email that ended up being 2 sentences?
Yes.
I do that
Yeah.
a lot. I read it and
It
go,
all
you know
depends
what?
on who
Yeah,
it
you
says
cut everything
to.
out. Yep.
Yeah.
With Grammarly, you can really.
I didn't know
condense
that was
it a
an
lot.
option. What does that do?
Yeah, Grammarly. You never use Grammarly? Oh, it's great.
My English is pretty perfect, so.
Ooh. Well, then Grammarly, maybe you work for Grammarly. You don't
Okay.
even know it.
All right. I'll give them a call.
It legitimately helps you, and that's a free ad for them.
Is that a free app?
Free ad.
I
Yeah,
know,
it is
but
free.
is it
Yeah,
free
it's free.
Grammarly?
Not
You can
sponsored.
yeah, not a sponsor. That's what I was
Yeah.
trying to think of.
Eminem calls himself Eminem because M and M are his initials, Marshall Mathers.
Yep.
And he was required to spell it out when he signed a record deal so he didn't get sued by M&M's.
Yeah, he
I never thought of that.
E-M-E.
You ever think of that?
No.
Eminem.
Yeah.
Eminem.
The silence is
Yeah,
deafening.
well, you got to let that breathe, as we call it in the radio industry.
Also known as Slim Shady.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. Let's see what else
Please
we got.
stand up.
Slim Shady.
New Jersey is the only state to have never named an official state song. Meanwhile, Tennessee has 12.
Well, Tennessee, Nashville,
Yeah.
probably has a lot to do with that. What's Texas's state song?
Stars at Night, Deep in the Heart of Texas.
That's
Yeah.
the state song.
Yep.
My kids love that song. We usually
Oh, yeah.
we listen to it in the
It's-
car.
But by the way, rest in peace, Pee Wee Herman.
Right.
He was, there was a big scene in Pee Wee's Big Adventure. Did you ever see that? Where he goes to the Alamo?
Yes.
And it was kind of moving when the Alamo, the official Alamo, I think it was Instagram posted, ever since 1985,
The
people
basement.
have come to the Alamo asking for the basement. And we'll
Right.
be grateful for Paul Rubens for putting us on,
Right.
a different type of stage. That was pretty neat. Let's see here. 15 things that people say they're getting too old to tolerate. I am 47. I had a birthday about a month ago now. 47 years old, and this list is definitely on point.
Okay.
Am I 47? I
Oh,
was born in 77.
that's how it starts.
I'm 46. Woo!
You just got a year
Right.
behind.
Yeah, I just got a
You
year.
just saved yourself a whole year.
Good job.
Yeah, wow. I'm getting
You
younger.
do look younger, you know.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
Good for you.
Let's see here. People online are talking about things that they're getting too old to deal with, and you can probably relate to these, no matter how old you are, Jennifer. Arguing with Jennifer is the youngest, or are you the youngest? Man?
She's younger than me.
Yeah.
You're the
Not
youngest.
by much, but actually, the guys over there.
Well, that's true. July and all.
They're true.
7 and
Absolutely.
5, bringing down the average, which
yeah,
is
yeah.
good.
Thanks, guys.
Arguing with people. One person said, it makes me think of Keanu Reeves. He once said he protects his peace by refusing to argue with anyone about anything. He said,
What if you like arguing?
then
Then you need a new hobby.
then you're my wife.
No,
Yeah,
thanks.
you need a new hobby. Concerts without assigned seating. Oh God.
Yeah, I like a good assigned seat.
Especially and nowadays movie theaters. With
I won't
assigned
go to a movie if I don't get the right seat.
I can't make it through a concert anymore.
seating. Really?
No. I think I just go home. I don't know.
Yeah. Especially if they're outdoors in the summer.
Yeah.
Why
Well,
subject
you
yourself-
too, or something like that? Yeah, but you know,
Well, one of my favorite bands, I
has to
didn't.
be somebody pretty special.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends who it is, right? If it's like a grail, holy grail type of
Yeah.
situation. One of my favorite bands is doing like a tour of their 20th anniversary of their album that went gold or whatever. And I didn't go because they didn't have seating.
What is general admission?
Yeah. I was like, I'm not standing.
I hate that. Who was the band? Do you know?
Switchfoot?
Do you know? No, I don't know who they were.
I don't know. I don't particularly know them. I just
But I really want to take it.
a feeling
look
that
charming.
Yeah, yeah. It's just a feeling I get when the music comes on.
That was such a stupid question. I'm an idiot. By the way,
You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen.
speaking of movies in theaters, I went to see Oppenheimer.
Ah,
Anybody
you
seen
Oh,
that yet?
no.
Jennifer had seen it?
Yeah.
I heard it's a real bang.
It's long, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about 3 hours. Real bang. I heard that. It wasn't that good.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't like. I saw it. I flew
have a
to
hot
Dallas.
I don't think his movies are very good.
Oh, any of them? You're crazy.
I like the Batman movies, but I went back and watched them.
Did you ever see Memento?
No.
Okay, that's a good one. That's one of his first ones.
I think his movies are a little too hyped for what they are.
Sure.
I think he's a like if there's like an ABC tier, he's like B plus.
Okay. I respect that. Because and I will agree with that. A lot of his movies, especially the one where everything's backwards, do you remember that one? It was
Backwards?
weird for weird
Oh,
sake.
Tenet?
Tenet.
Yeah, I never saw that one.
Yeah,
You know that's Denzel Washington's son?
no.
Mhm.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
No.
I'm telling you it is.
No. Let's go back to arguing with people, number one.
Right.
Are you sure? No.
Well, you can't really argue with people anymore because you can just figure stuff out immediately.
Yes.
I legitimately had a minimal, whatever, argument with my mother-in-law about epidermis and dermis. And I went, let's stop. And I just Googled it. I was right.
Yeah.
Which was fun.
That's
But-
great. Always proven. Was it your
but it's
mother-in-law?
Mother-in-law. But it's like, there's really no need to argue anymore because you could figure out anything.
That's always fun.
Well, unless you're a Democrat. But no, I agree with what you're saying. Hey, come on now. We take no political stance here.
Right.
This was Ramon Robles' opinion, not those of Carbingo or carbingo.com. I'm just kidding. It was a joke. I could have said Republican.
Right.
Libertarian.
Libertarian.
So
Green
Oppenheimer
Party.
wasn't it wasn't what I expected.
Was it slow?
It was slow. I fell asleep. Now, in my defense, the movie started at 10:30 p.m.
Oh, yeah.
So there's another thing getting too old for.
Yeah, exactly. But it wasn't what I thought it was going to be about. It was actually more focused on after the bomb, him being accused of being a Russian spy, and the story was told in flashbacks.
Should have went to watch Barbie
Yeah, I should have watched.
and feel bad about yourself.
Yeah. Anybody see Barbie? And I look at Jennifer because
Because you're a girl.
you're a girl. I thought you were going to say something.
She was going to
No,
curse you out, but then
Yeah.
she's like, nah.
I was gonna say I'm probably the last person in this room who'd want to see it.
Okay, yeah, I respect that. The Mario Brothers movie is already out on Paramount.
Came
Plus.
out today.
Yeah,
Peacock.
I heard
Actually
that's
came out
very
Thursday.
good.
It's Peacock.
Peacock. Yeah, thank you. Peacock.
It is. It's extremely
very
good.
good.
Yeah.
If you
That's
like
what
the
I
Mario
heard.
Brothers games, you will love the movie.
All right, we got to run to break. I don't think we're gonna get through this entire stack.
If we really focus, I think we can.
Oh, we talk really fast.
Yeah, we'll try that one. This is the Carbingo Show, carbingo.com. Top dollar for that vehicle that's just sitting there collecting dust. Collect a check. Carbingo.com. This is the Carbingo Show on 950 KPRC.
And welcome back to the Carbingo Show on 950 KPRC. And I'm Matthew. That's Ramon over there. And Frank's right here on my right. And Jennifer's here too. She's just in the dark, in the shadows. We don't really see her face.
She's kind of our hype man. Do you call it a hype man or hype woman? It would be a hype man.
Hype
right?
man.
Yeah, hype man.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Congressman.
She doesn't need all the 2023 stuff.
Yeah. I
she's
appreciate that.
I'm not that petty.
fine. Ooh.
Let's see. Last we left off, we were talking about things that we're getting too old for, and this one really hits home: lack of sleep, and also sleeping
Yes.
on air mattresses. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Sleeping on a couch.
I think sleep is overrated anyway.
Is that true? You think that?
I don't, well, no, not really, but I don't
This is
sleep
the
well.
hardest working man in show business over
I
there.
wish I could sleep more.
Let's see. Yeah, I wish I could sleep more too. My problem is with kids, it's hard to
Yeah.
not want to get up and get involved in their day.
And then by the time they go to sleep, you're like, oh, I have a minute to actually do something.
I know.
And then you just end up laying down and watching TV.
Yeah. Things we're too old for: sitting on the floor.
I like sitting on the floor. That's weird. It's a weird thing.
I try sitting on the
is
floor
very
to do
uncomfortable.
tasks. Yeah, and I just realized, dang, now I got to get up.
Sitting Indian style.
Oh, I don't think you can say that. Sitting crisscross applesauce.
Okay, well, whatever.
You can't say.
Sorry, I'm a
sitting-
90s kid.
Yeah,
Deal
no,
with
no,
it, guys.
Crisscross applesauce.
That's probably the first time I've said
I
that since I was
apologize
in
to our
elementary
sponsors of
school.
this radio program. It is not sitting Indian style.
Is that a thing? I didn't know. My bad.
Matthew.
Okay.
It's crisscross applesauce.
Crisscross
2023.
applesauce. We'll cut that out.
No offense to applesauce. No, we gotta be careful here.
I like to apologize to applesauce.
My Wow.
If crisscross, for that matter.
Did I just get canceled? Dang, it could happen that fast, ladies and gentlemen.
Keeping up with new slang.
My kid's in daycare, so I don't really know.
Well, then you should know. All right, kids, on the floor, crisscross applesauce.
He never says it.
Huh. July, how do y'all sleep on the? I mean, how do y'all sit on the floor at school? Is it crisscross
What is it called?
applesauce? Yeah. So all you two, crisscross applesauce.
Okay.
Yeah. See?
All right. Well,
Yeah. Just
Wow.
take it
You
from
know?
those who are involved in it on a day-to-day basis.
You know, I guess that means I'm a bad dad. All right. We're revealing things about ourselves today. It's the theme of the show.
Yes. Oh, all right. Everything
just
going.
Cut that whole section out.
We'll clean that up.
I can't find the audio. I don't know what happened.
Let's see here. 5 random facts. Bluey's parents. Anybody a fan of Bluey?
I do know
You
Bluey.
should know Bluey.
I've heard of it.
You've heard of it, and you, Frank, you wouldn't know Bluey. No, but
It's actually a decent cartoon.
it is. I love it. It's hilarious. Very quick-witted Australian animated thing.
Cool.
But Bluey's parents.
Most
jobs-
cartoons animated.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't know this, Matthew. Maybe you did. The dog is airport security,
No, I've barely paid attention.
and
to
the other
show.
one's an archaeologist because
Oh.
they're dogs, so they have to give them kind of dog.
Yeah. Top duties.
That makes sense.
The biggest property theft in history happened in 1990, not too long ago, when 2 men dressed up as cops stole art from an Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum in Boston. The case is still unsolved and the art is still missing. Jennifer, what was the value of the art stolen?
I have no idea.
Well, of course
I don't
you
even
don't.
know what
It's a
art was stolen.
Well, it is worth of art. I don't know. They stole it, and all it says is art from a museum in Boston.
Art is how rich people hide their wealth.
Yeah, right. That's good
Modern
point.
art.
Yeah. All right. So, Matthew, you want to take a guess as to the value?
22 million.
22 million. Good guess. Frank Rios?
I'm going to say way higher than that.
Okay.
I'm going to say probably $500 million.
All right.
I'm gonna say 70 million.
70 million. The biggest property theft in history happened in 1990 when 2 men dressed as cops stole $500 million worth of art from the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum in Boston.
Here's your free refrigerator.
I read the story.
Good job. Is that true?
No, I'm kidding.
Florida is the only place in the world where alligators and crocodiles live together. How about that?
Wow. Harmony.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's a lesson there?
Yeah, exactly. Let me tell you something. Speaking of harmony, speaking of animals, so we're on vacation, and I'm sorry I'm talking about it, but it's still just fresh on my mind. We have to stop. We're driving through Yellowstone, and we have to stop because there's a bison.
You're right.
And this
cool.
species
It's about as big as this room.
walks right up to the car, and I realize we're not safe.
Yeah.
If this
no.
thing decides it's angry at us, it's going to have
You know
its
that they're
way.
one of the dumbest animals?
Is that true?
Like stupid.
The
dumb.
eyeballs like the size of your hubcap.
Yeah. I mean, I can't understand, which just makes me even more perplexed when you read stories about women gorge trying to pet a bison or feed a bison. Why would you even try to? What are you thinking?
Because Instagram exists.
Yeah, exactly.
It remind me when we go to break here. I'll show you the video because this
The lady
thing,
getting
enormous,
gorged,
huh?
yeah.
not the one getting gorged, but just I mean,
Slapped the bull in
relatively.
the back of the butt. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. I mean, it might not translate well on a little iPhone, but I mean, when you see this thing in person and you can hear it clomp, clomp,
Yeah.
clomp, clomp,
There.
clomp.
I remember when I was a kid, I was like 3 or 4. I remember seeing the buffalo, and even to this day, I remember being
It's a
like,
bison.
"Wha- whatever.
I know.
Apparently, I don't know any of the terminology anymore.
Look at the definition and tell me that you can't call them buffalo because I
Yeah.
call them
Same,
buffalo
right?
and they go, no, sir, it's actually an American
the
bison."
hairy bull that I saw with the giant humbag.
the fuzzy cow.
Yeah.
The huge mammal was walking towards the car.
Yes.
I just remember it being just.
Yes.
I couldn't I didn't understand how is this thing so big.
Yeah.
We were
Right.
in a big GMC Safari. You remember those?
Yes.
And I remember being like, this is as big as this van.
Yeah. It's huge.
Terrifying.
Well, Yellowstone was magical. Boys obviously had never been. And we saw all the animals on the bingo card. We had to stop for a bear to cross, a black bear. I mean, that was phenomenal. Bald eagle sitting there on
How
the
cool
banks of
is
the
that?
river doing bald eagle things, eating fish. We saw elk. We saw moose.
Moose are ridiculously huge.
You talk about big animals. I mean, these
They're like the size of a freaking, I don't even know.
Like a
man.
large horse, like a.
No, man.
Bigger.
They're humongous.
And then you have to take the antlers into consideration too, and you think we are nothing as humans.
There's a video I gotta show you. I found one of he's
How
like
cool,
walking.
dude. That's so
There's
cool,
a moose running down the highway, and he's like big trucks, man, like 2500s. He's just like heads above them. Terrifying.
Yep.
Terrifying that these animals exist.
Yeah, it's
And
terrible.
we're just like
we should go eradicate them.
They're like
Let's get
super,
them,
they're like
boys.
super cool.
No, I'm just
so.
saying. Like, imagine like if we had to
Do they get
to deal
aggressive?
with
I don't
it.
even know. I think
Oh,
they
yeah,
probably
sure.
do.
I mean,
I'm
like
sure.
any animal, yeah.
Yeah, especially if they have calves. You know.
And I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah,
one time.
they
you're done.
just decided. And then the thing is, if you shoot them, it just makes them even more mad. You know,
Right.
they're not doing
They're
anything.
so big.
Yeah,
Yeah, you need like a 50 cal.
Yeah.
Take one out.
at least a Gatling gun.
Have you ever seen the
perhaps.
cool thing with their moose, their antlers? That when their antlers come out, that they're furry,
Yeah,
and they have to like scrape them off. They literally like blood, and it's crazy.
yeah, they have to.
Wow.
So you can see like skin hanging off of their antlers. It looks like a zombie.
It looks like a horror movie.
it's like a
Yeah,
zombie
yeah, horror
animal.
movie.
It's pretty cool,
Yeah,
actually.
no,
Super
Mother
cool.
Nature's crazy. The majesty of those parks, the Tetons and Yellowstone, just make you appreciate. Man, this is something else. I'm
You
glad to
forget
live
stuff.
in Houston.
Yeah, you forget stuff like that exists.
Pretty
Yeah.
crowded or no?
No, well, it's the park's so big.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it is crowded. They said it's the busiest time of year for
Mm-hmm.
Yellowstone in July, and you just don't feel it because the park is
Humongous,
huge.
huh?
And you think of it when I think of a park, I think of okay, you're going to a destination. All right, I'm here.
You think of a seesaw.
Yeah, yeah.
Swings.
But with Yellowstone, you could literally drive
just
for
endless,
hours, and you're still in Yellowstone Park. I mean, it's
And
just-
everything looks like a screensaver.
It's very well said. Yeah, it looks like a screensaver. Yeah, it's just beautiful. And we didn't even scratch it. We took the entire loop. They have a loop around. We took the entire loop, but that's all we saw. You know, just on the outside. There's so many things that you can park. And
How
go
many
hike.
miles is that loop?
I forget. Yeah, I read on it. It's about 150, I think.
We'll have to ask
That's
his show.
But that's
Huge.
just circling around. I mean, the park's in 3 states. I mean,
Were you
it's
in a
just-
Tesla?
No, I was actually in a.
Was that an
what I was in.
18-wheeler?
Yeah, there were Teslas though.
I'm sure.
There were Teslas.
I would be terrified to drive a Tesla out that area.
Yeah.
Or any electric vehicle.
Yeah, that will go.
Oh, dude, can you imagine?
Well, especially in the state of Wyoming, we actually crossed over to go to South Dakota,
Look at it.
and there is a lot of nothing. I mean,
Yeah, it's
between
just
in the state of Wyoming, much less. Okay, I need to charge my car. I just don't know how you could do that.
Yeah.
We were so paranoid that any time we stopped to tinkle, we topped off, even if we were at a quarter of a tank.
You might as well.
Sure.
We just didn't know when that next stop was going to come. But there were people in Teslas. All right, we got about a minute to go, but here's the great debate. Do you call it iced tea or iced tea?
Iced tea is
Iced
the correct
tea.
term.
Frank, what do you call it?
Yes, iced tea.
Iced tea. Jennifer?
If I'm saying it, I say iced tea, but if I'm typing it, I'll say iced tea.
Pick one, Jennifer. Left or
A poll asked more than 10,000 Americans, and 49% of them said iced tea. 20% say iced tea, and 27% say both are cool. I call it iced tea. Ice.
you call it iced tea?
Yeah,
Well,
iced
you're
tea.
wrong.
Yeah.
It's okay.
So there you go. But I never thought of that. But is it iced tea?
It's tea that you've iced.
iced. Okay.
So it's iced
Yes, so,
tea.
like
Well, why do
technically speaking, iced tea is correct.
It's like iced coffee.
What if you make ice cubes out of tea?
Oh,
Then you have iced tea.
Then it's iced tea.
ice tea. Yeah.
It's still iced tea.
But why do we give tea that designation of being iced? Why don't we say iced Coke?
Because
True.
do you
The
ever
rocks.
order Coke hot?
Good point, Jennifer.
Jennifer bringing logic.
Coke is already cold when it comes
Woman
out.
of
Yeah,
few
exactly.
words.
It's assumed to be
Wow.
cold already.
Well, okay, well, there. Excuse me, miss. All right.
She's like, you dumb men.
Yeah, stupid man with your stupid. All right, this is the Carbingo Show. Carbingo.com is a website. Top dollar for that vehicle that's just sitting there gathering dust. Grandma can't drive anymore. Carbingo.com is a website. Sell them your vehicular. This is the Carbingo Show on 950 KPRC. Final segment of the Carbingo Show. This is going to be a very frantic, very quick segment We're not gonna beat around the bush. We're not gonna dilly dally.
Okay.
We're gonna get right into it, and we're gonna entertain you.
Super long intro. Okay.
I was being ironic.
Like 48 seconds.
That was 32.
That's funny. We are here every Saturday at 4 p.m. on KPRC 950. This is the Carbingo Show. So we want to thank our friends at Carbingo.com. Carbingo.com is a website. Sell them your car, top dollar. And Matthew pointed something out. We don't think all grandmas and grandpas can drive because
Absolutely.
we have some papas and
We just think that
grandmas.
they shouldn't.
We think it should be banned.
Jeez.
No. You have tis the season. Kids are going to college. They're not going to need that car. That car you bought them. So sell it and take that money. And you and Daddy, now that y'all are empty nesters, go on a nice vacation. Go to the Tetons.
Get rid of it.
All right, let's look at some random facts. Soft drinks are called soft drinks because they don't contain alcohol. Hard drinks, do, so therefore soft drinks.
What's considered a soft drink?
Anything without alcohol.
So milk is
I
a
guess
soft
water
drink?
could be milk. I mean, water could be a soft
Water could be milk. It's
milk.
a different version of the Bible.
Jesus turned water into milk.
Water could be milk depending on what you buy.
The other day I was watching Yellowstone, and they were bottle feeding a calf, and that calf's got liquid all over his face. And I was sitting there. I shouldn't say this, but I literally said, "I wonder what they're drinking."
Wow.
I wonder what they
Is
would
that
feed a calf.
horchata? What are they giving them?
I thought, I'm glad nobody else is sitting here. I'm stupid.
You know, it's a good thing that you're good on the radio. You know,
And good thing I have the looks.
you got that radio it factor. It's okay. You can drop the ball every now and then watching TV.
I'm telling you, I'm getting older. Here I am, 48 years old.
Why is that cow drinking?
I thought that too. What would they feed the cow?
Now the question is,
Calf.
did you say it out loud or was that an internal
It was
monologue?
internal.
Okay, good. At least you didn't say it out loud.
Internal. Belize is the only country in Central America that's never gotten a visit from a U.S. president, even though we have good relations with him.
It's probably nothing to go see, I guess.
Yeah. Well, no, I've been to Belize.
beautiful, huh?
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Is Belize like a coastal, like on the beach type of
It's in the
stuff?
thin part of.
I've actually
Central
been to
America.
Belize. That was dumb.
Between
That was a
Mexico
dumb question. I
and
just remembered I've been to
Yeah.
Belize.
Yeah.
It was on a cruise.
Do you? Okay. Okay. Let's see here. The Jetsons came out 61 years ago in 1962 and was set in 2062, which is 39 years from now. In other words, we're now much closer to the future predicted than the year it came out. We're going to have flying cars by then?
No, never.
Oh,
We're
no,
never
I
gonna
think
fly
so.
cars.
By 2062?
They have
Never.
now, but they're just dangerous, right?
Moon
We'll
landed
never
boy
have
says we're
them.
not going to have flying cars.
We'll never
right?
have them.
No? Flat Earther here says not going to have flying cars.
Oh, I'm definitely not a flat earther.
Okay.
I'll tell you that.
That one's too
Let's
far.
draw a line, please. Okay.
Okay, all right. You're right. Let's
Could
see.
be
The
flat,
reason your fingers prune up in water is so it's easier
Better
to
grip
grab wet things.
underwater. Yeah,
I had no idea. Did
I
you
knew
know
that one. Yeah.
Wow.
So probably one of the only facts that I know verbatim.
The 10 highest mountains in the U.S. are all in Alaska. The 11th highest is Mount Whitney in California.
Is it Whitney or Whitney?
Whitney. You got to pronounce that H.
Cool whip.
Whip. Let's see here. Boys, I don't think we're going to get to everything.
We're gonna have to just do the random thing.
You know what? We're just going to have to stay another couple hours.
Let's do it.
Let the next
Yeah.
show, whatever's on after us, let them know
You will be bumped.
we'll be a little late. 10 social norms that make no sense when you think about them. All right, you with me so far? Paying tens of thousands of dollars to bury corpses in the ground. People were asked online,
What you
what are some social norms that are pretty weird? I don't know. Burn them?
You pay for.
Or you gotta pay is
You
the
pay
thing.
for the service that
You
you,
pay-
know the land and the
Yeah,
upkeep.
yeah.
And the ceremony and all that.
Yeah.
Burn
So
them,
these
burn
are
them
social
wild.
norms that make no sense. Number 2, balloons. Here's a plastic sack of my breath. Happy birthday. That's pretty funny.
That's a disgusting way to put it.
Ties being the standard for business attire. Okay. These are social norms that make no sense when you think about them. All the random rules about texting people. Texting is supposed to be a way to talk to people, and they can respond at their own convenience.
Texting is definitely the new email.
Yeah.
Like,
Is that right?
It's just an email at this point.
You know what? It's true. I got a text the other day, actually a direct message saying, "Hey, when you get back in town, call me." I don't want to call anybody. Just
Just
can't
tell
you
me
just
what
text
you
me
need,
what you
yeah.
want?
Yeah.
I feel-
Maybe. Well, drug
Well-
dealers typically don't.
They don't want a paper trace
Right,
on the internet. I was going to say something about phone calls. That's how I know I'm getting older. And
You don't want it,
you don't want that. And you know that whatever they're going to ask you about is going to be something you don't want to talk about. Otherwise, they would have just said,
They would have just texted it.
like if I wanted to invite you to lunch, I wouldn't say, "Hey, Frank, call me." Hey, you want to go? No, I'd send, "Hey, Frank, you want to go?" No,
This might sound horrible, but what I'm doing now, and this is bad, but I don't answer on purpose, right? Mm-hmm. So
That's what it
and
was.
then I wait 3 minutes, and then I call them back, and they say, "Oh no, I already figured it out." Like 90% of the time, I was like, "Well, then why did you call me? Why did you just figure it out before?"
yeah, that's good. I like
Yeah,
that.
I just tested it out, and I'm like, "Yeah, it was true."
Frank's much smarter than we are.
He's wise.
Elevated
And
man.
therefore, I'm throwing away my phone.
Let's see. Cards. Giving Hallmark money in exchange for a piece of paper that someone's going to look at for about 10 seconds and then forget about it.
I hate with a passion Hallmark. And not Hallmark specifically, but
Yeah.
But you
just
guys like that
cards.
envelope with a little hole you can see the Franklin through it?
No.
When you get money, you've seen those, right?
Is it real money? I mean,
Yeah, it's real money. It's an envelope.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then it has like a little hole where you see like
Yeah.
the president.
The money. You're like, okay.
Those were super
I'll
cool.
open that card.
Yeah, I like that one.
Clapping. Showing appreciation by smacking our hands together to make noise. That's pretty funny when you think about that. Let's see.
I do wonder how that started.
Yeah, right.
Because it makes noise. It's the only thing you can do. I mean, that's,
I can do this.
yeah. I can go.
Oh, very nice.
My
That
kids
was
love
well
it,
done,
hate
Matthew.
that. Yeah. I mean, if you want to make noise, you could like
Yeah,
slap
you
your
can
head.
do
But I
that.
mean, that's kind of weird,
Yeah,
right?
that
You know
gives
what?
yourself a headache.
But that's actually better for people who don't have but one arm.
Right.
You
Well,
can just clap with one hand.
how can you clap with one hand?
Oh my God!
So that looks more normal to you than just slapping your hands together?
Well, no, if you only
Yeah,
have
if you
one
only
hand.
have, like, say,
Oh,
one arm.
well,
You
yeah.
must have long fingers. Is that how you?
Yeah.
We're now alienating old people
So
and
Jennifer, it
people
looks
with
like you've
only
been
one arm.
practicing like clapping with one hand. That's
20 minutes. In the bathroom
Well, Jennifer's right arm is
It's one of those
bionic.
things I discovered when I was really bored in, like, 5th grade once.
Oh, okay, you can clap with
Sitting
one
at
hand.
your desk is
Wow.
what would happen if I lose my left hand?
I don't think I can do that.
Matthew's trying. What's this?
I got a big palm.
Your
so-
fingers limp, and then you hold your hand like this.
This
keep
is
your
great for
fingers limp,
radio.
and then just-
Yeah, my fingers can't hit my hand. Yeah, it is great.
Yeah,
that's
it's great
why
for radio.
YouTube.
Yeah, that's why you should go find us on YouTube, Carbingo.
You put that monitor. That's new, right? Because I've
Yeah,
never
yeah,
been
yeah.
able to look.
It's to
up.
help me because I can't.
Very
see.
distracting.
I can see it's making you nervous though.
Yeah, well, it's just I'm looking.
Well,
at myself.
I have a focus thing on my monitor that shows it in red, so I can see what's in focus in red because it's black and white.
So everything in red is in focus.
Yeah, so your beard, because it's so massive, you can see.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This plays not well in radio, but listen. But you.
That's
this
the
is
reason
great-
to go to the YouTube channel.
Go to the YouTube.
Search for carbingo.com and it'll come up and you get to see all our smiling, shining faces.
Jennifer's not on camera, is she? That's
Jennifer's
that's
never
a
on
shame.
camera yet.
Man, it's a 2-camera show.
Nobody's going to see
Jennifer's-
this one-handed clap.
Jennifer's very theoretical.
Yeah.
She's an idea of a fourth person on the
I'm
show.
just a disembodied voice.
Yeah. All right, we got to wrap this up, but here are a couple more social norms that make no sense. Buying litter. We buy special dirt for our cat to poop in. Think about that. Acknowledging other people's sneezes.
Oh, bless you.
Yeah. Using a customer
polite,
service
though.
voice that sounds nothing like your actual voice.
I do that.
A work voice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
I
all
have
have a
my
work
retail
voice.
voice.
Your retail voice. And finally, purses. They're useful. Why are men afraid to carry one of their own?
That's actually changed. I've noticed more men carrying bags and stuff
Those aren't
nowadays.
men, Toots.
No, they're not like actual purses. They're
Oh.
bags that they carry.
Oh, okay.
Like backpacks
Jennifer,
almost.
don't be an apologist.
I'm just saying it's a common thing.
If you're a
now.
man and you need a purse, it's not the fact that it's a purse, it's that you need to figure
Yeah.
out what you don't need.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there's
George
only about
Carlin that talked about his man purse.
there's only about
is
4
that-
things
is
you
that
need with
thing?
you.
I gotta watch
That's
that.
man.
Very funny.
I like
Now
that.
Ramon does have a nice purse that he carries around. He calls it a laptop bag, but
I get away with that.
Is that a Louis Vuitton?
No. Ooh, that'd be nice.
it's a nice. I'm a little envious of
appreciate
it. That's why I brought it up.
What is that? See, now that I have
Yeah, see, I brought it up.
That is nice, actually. That's
Yeah.
YouTube.com, search
Yeah,
for the Car
search for
Bingo
Car
Show.
Bingo Show, and you can see that.
All right, we got to run. Carbingo.com is the website. Top dollar for your vehicle. Support those that support this little show. We would appreciate that. This is the Car Bingo Show on 950 KPRC.